I have something to tell you. What's happening? The Vortex! It's the Vortex! Man! Alright, let's get to it. Let's get down to it. There was something I was going to tell you here. What the Buddha told me. Gautama, the Buddha. He ran into his emotions and he didn't like them. So he figured out a brilliant way to escape them. Well, then through a consequent chain of events, he became the Buddha, the world's most acclaimed psychologist. As such, he encouraged that I and others follow his path of denial. But I don't want to give up desire. I went on a date once and I asked a woman, "What do you want? What do you desire in life?" And she said, "Nothing." Well, see, that's rather lame. I decided on another approach. Lao Tzu told me that I should keep an eye out for opposites. He said, "Desire, non-desire. Happy, sad. What are these? Give up both. Just find the way." I tried to find the way, but I wasn't sure about the way to find it. And Lao Tzu wasn't around to help. Then I realized I hadn't desired to give up happiness or sadness in the first place. I wanted something more concrete. Confucius told me a lot of rules for getting along in society. But that was ancient Chinese society. I'm not ancient Chinese. I felt that something more natural to me would do better. Some nature religion groups told me that I should pay attention to elementals. I tried it. But then I started to talk to rocks. That felt weird. I needed something better than that. Some spiritualist group told me that I should pay attention to spirits. I tried it. But then I started imagining that I could just barely see dead people if I squinted my eyes. Well, that felt weirder. A white magic gang told me that I should engage in their cosmic manipulations to get things more in line with the way I think things should be. By doing my manipulations supposedly for the benefit of others and thereby in keeping with the whiteness of it all. So I set up my magical environment and I performed rituals. I waved around my wand and dagger for a while. After all my wand and dagger waving, nothing happened except a bit of breeze in the room from my waving. I suppose that the arm exercise was okay too. Then I realized the same results could come from waving my penis around a lot, but with added benefit. So enough of that. Moses gave me a small set of rules and a huge set of sub-rules to follow so that I can be in God's favor. Well, rules schmooze. Besides, what's God going to do? Throw me out of the universe because I appear to want out of it or something? Where else could I wander off to? I needed something with more guts. Christians gave me a deeper set of rules so that I would not burn in hell. Well, hell schmell. If I'm not going for a schmule of rules, why go for their downhill revision, the schmell of hell? It all seemed like nonsense. All of it. Well, along came the Satanists, and they told me I should just change deities. But if I have a deity, there's nothing I can do about it. It's not as though I can cancel my subscription. I mean, that's the nature of a deity. Something simple and practical was due. The Muslims told me I should face Mecca and mumble, and give to the poor, and fight holy wars. But I no doubt already face Mecca many times a day. I mumble too. I already give to the poor every time I buy something for myself. And I wouldn't recognize a holy war if one happened in my front yard. So I turned toward more conceptual matters. Some Native American tribe had told me that I should consider that time is vertical. And therefore that how long ago something happened is relative to how far away from here it is right now. Okay, cool. But no big deal. I liked the philosophical implications, though. So following that, the materialists. They told me that I should forget about the God and hell stuff and the supernatural stuff and the catchy sounding ideas of primitive folks because there really is only matter anyway. Matter is all there is, what they said. So I took their word for it for a moment. I immediately gave up all notions of déjà vu, precognitive dreams, electron flow, agents of molecular bonding, consciousness, mentation, and emotion independent of matter, X-rays, gamma rays, beta rays, particles, postnatal character divergences among identical twins, phantom phenomena, the possibility of actual possibilities, the null set, agents of universal order, cellular, subatomic, and astronomic intelligence, and of the overwhelming impossibility that at least one among the innumerable probabilities for affairs to have gone even subtly differently since, I guess, I don't know, the Big Bang, such that there would have never been any life at all, without some sort of decision being made from then to now. After about 5 minutes of this taking the materialist's word for it, I couldn't take it anymore. I needed a more correct view. Well, the relativists said that correctness is not an issue. They said I might as well just come up with my own view because given the relativity of everything, my view would be no more or less correct or any more or less valid than any other. I asked them if they were certain about this relativism idea of theirs. And they said yes, they were absolutely certain of it, and I could depend on that. So great. Well, but then there was at least one absolute I could depend on, you see. Yeah, but then that wiped out their whole idea. I decided on something more pragmatic. Well, the ancient rishis of India told me that it would behoove me to keep my eye on my karma and my dharma and to meditate. But I found it actually better to keep my eyes open and on the road. Plato told me that such attention is good. And that, by the way, I should primarily keep my eye out for what is good. And then just do those good things. But I didn't know why I should do that. Still, it sounded good. But I can't really identify what is good and what isn't. I mean, not really. So in the end, I find it least confusing and most workable and rather doable to keep my eye on what actually works in life. That is, on what actually works best for me, my family, and my friends, and for the largest number of people, in that order. The rest of this stuff, I don't know. None of it really did anything. Besides, I was thinking about all that once, and almost ran into another car. What?